All right, so now we're on to the final step in learning how to juggle three balls, is putting the third ball into the routine. Remember, we talked about throwing one ball into the air, the approximate height we want it to be at, and we talked about keeping our elbows in close to our body, 90 degrees, trying to learn basically a form that we're going to use, so that allows us to do basically everything else. So we got our first ball going there. We've also learned how to put the second ball in, 1, 2. Okay, when the first ball hits that mountain peak, we throw the second one. So 1, 2. Now, this is where the third ball is going to go in. I want you to notice there's kind of what we might call a hole in the pattern. There's something that's not quite complete. We could fit something else in there. Watch. 1, 2. 1, 2. See where I'm snapping there? That's where the third ball goes. See that? So there's a hole right there. You've got the first one goes up, the second one goes up, and then there's nothing going on down here. Well, that's where we fit our third ball. So to move on to three balls, we're going to put two balls in one hand, one in the other, and we're going to basically do the same thing as when we did with two balls. So I'm going to count a 1, 2 count, all right? And you'll see that it's the same basic routine, except that rather than having time to snap, when I'm snapping my finger, rather than snapping my finger, I'm going to throw the third ball. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. See that? Two hands, two mountain peaks. You're doing the same movements here. So the third ball is essentially like throwing your first ball. And so when you throw your second ball, it's going to hit that mountain peak, and then the third ball, that's when you throw it. And then if you want to keep the routine going, then as your third ball hits that mountain peak, that's where you throw the next one. All right. To get started, however, I will say what's most important is to get that third ball out of your hand. So don't worry so much whether you catch it or not. Don't worry so much whether it hits the floor or even if it flies across the room, just get it out of your hand. So it's going to look something like this. 1, 2, 3. Hits the floor. A lot of times when students are learning how to juggle, a lot of times they have trouble getting that third ball out. So all that matters is get that out of your hand, learn how to throw the third ball and catch the second. All right. Once you've got that down, then you can move on to maybe throwing the next one. So 1, 2, 3, right? And this is where we're going to start counting our catches. Okay, once you can basically 1, 2, 3 and catch the third ball, I want you to start counting catches. Counting catches will encourage you, also gives you challenges. And so what we can say, for example, is when you start, just beginning getting those three balls going, you're going to aim for 5 catches before you drop the ball. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I dropped the ball, but I got 5 catches. Okay. Once you hit 5, aim for 10 catches. Once you get 10 catches, aim for 15 catches. And just move up by increments of 5 until you get to maybe 50. Once you hit 50, you know what? Go for 100. And once you hit 100, go for 200 and start doubling your catches. And once you've gotten to about anywhere between 300 and 500 catches, you can basically say you are a juggler. Okay, so back to our routine. Let's not forget what we're doing. We're creating this infinity sign, you might say, or 2 mountain tops with the juggling balls. So we've got 1, 2, those are the mountain tops, and then the third ball is going to be repeating the same pattern of the 1. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, you can throw the balls about this high if it helps. You want to try and bring it down a little bit. It helps you to learn control. And then after that, you can basically do anything. In our next videos, we'll move on to more advanced stuff.